Damn, almost slipped up right there. Almost slipped up right there. But hey yo, what up? It's me, your boy Kyle. I'm here chilling with the homie.
What up? What up? What up? It's Lance motherfucking Tom. How y'all doing today?
I hope
This
all y'all.
morning.
Oh yeah, I hope y'all guys are having a good morning. Because our morning's about to get all kinds of fucked up, right, Lance?
Oh man, you already know, bro. Like me and you, man. We've just been talking about this album back and forth, and we want to tell our views about it, how we feel, and if the Ville is back, the real is back. As J Cole would say.
Yeah. So if y'all motherfuckers been living under a fucking rock, J Cole recently released an album, off season or the off season, and it had a lot of mixed reviews. Wouldn't you say so, Lance?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I believe that a lot of people were kind of disappointed. Other people were waiting for a J Cole album to drop, anyways. And people like me that realize that we've been having J. Cole for the past 2 years, it's okay. So it's up and down with the reviews. I see a lot of 6.5s, see a lot of 9.10s. They say it's the greatest album of the year. They say this shit is whack. But we're here to decipher our views of this album, see how things go.
Yeah. So, little disclaimer. Well, me and Lance talked about this before, but uh, it's probably gonna get heated at points because we're definitely gonna have like some like polarizing opinions and just feeling a certain type of way on the album and just certain songs in general. But I am not here to try to change Lance's opinion on what he thinks of the album or anyone else's. I'm just here to give my review and what I think and how I felt. And I'm also here to hear Lance.
Yeah, same with me. Like me and Kyle have a mutual respect and agreement, but of course this is hip hop, and when things get heated, things get heated. But I'm not to change anybody's opinion about this album. If you think it's a 9.5 album, go right ahead. If you think it's a 6.5 album, go right ahead. This is your opinion. This is our opinions.
Yeah. But so I guess going into it first, I feel that Lance made a really good point about this last week when we were talking. He released that little, what is it, 12-minute video trailer, right? It was almost like a mini doc, right? That
Yep.
created so much hype for the album, and I feel like that fucked it.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah. Man, you agree with me on that? That's man. Every time you agree with me, bro, it's like it warms my heart a little bit.
Ah, yeah. Because straight up, I as soon as the album dropped, the next morning I texted Lance and I was like, "Hey, bro, the initial listen, like, the album's kind of average, like straight up."
Yeah. But you know what? You know what, Kyle? When you do those initial listens, right? You always tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna get a couple more, 3 more listens." I don't actually believe you until you text me back the next week after.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, I get your opinion, but of course, an album is supposed to be great when you listen to it the first time. You get that feeling, that great feeling the first time. You're not supposed to wait 2 more weeks to figure out if the album's good or not.
Yeah, so like that's I think that's why. All right, so off tops, my original rating from a 1 to 10 was like a 6.5, 7, which is like pretty mid, right? Like the album's mids, like it's pretty average. Like it's not terrible, but like it wasn't great. But considering other projects that might have come out, and for like a
Hmm.
Cole album, it was pretty lackluster initially for me. But then I listened to it more, and my final rating for it overall is probably 8 out of 10.
Pretty high, man. That's really, really high. And you give out you're a tough critic, bro. You give out tough critic scores. So 8 out of 10 is pretty good. So I mean, you want to dive into it like each song by song, or did you want to do it like
Well,
how do you want to break this shit down for you? Did you want to just tell
um,
you how you feel about the album right now?
yeah, let's just kind of like talk about how like we just feel about the album overall, and then like I was telling Lance, I've been writing notes, bro, about this fucking thing, taking fucking notes and shit, and fucking. breaking down like songs and stuff. But Lance brought up a really good point like last week, and I got super like sensitive and like started yelling and shit when he's like, yeah, you know, this following up KOD, like KOD had a great fucking message, right? And I was like, do albums do you really need a message for like every album? Like, what if you were just trying to like drop some hot shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Lance was like, nah, dude, like you really like these albums need to have meanings, especially coming from J. Cole, you know, who's a lyricist, you know, a storyteller. There's a lot of meanings behind everything. You think of like Born Sinner, you think of like Forest Hill Drives, you think of like KOD, like there are meanings behind all those albums, right? But then you come
Mm-hmm.
to this, and then I was just like, he was like, yeah, what the fuck's like what's the fucking meaning of it? And then I was like, damn, you know what? He's right, but I'm not gonna let him win.
He didn't want to let me win that fucking time. Damn it, man.
I was
Well,
like,
look, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. But go on. Let's finish what you have to say.
yeah, but then like really listening to the album more and then kind of like dissecting some of the songs, some of my favorite songs too, off the album, uh, it made me realize that like what I think this album is about is kind of like like everyone grows up. You're born into this world and you have no control of your circumstances and your surroundings and your environment, right? But you don't have to necessarily be like a product of your environment, you know? So like Cole, he's from I think what Fayetteville, right? It's like a old, like I think like military town in like North
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, and like yeah, it's bad out there, right? So this listening to this album, it sounded a lot like one, he was like kind of like on his shit trying to like tell people, like reminding people like why he's one of the best. There's actually a song in here, I guess we get into it soon, where he references that a lot. But then also kind of like you gotta kind of like stick to your grind, and like you can't give up on yourself. And I think that's what the album is like, never give up on yourself, and you have to keep believing in yourself, and you have to keep pushing.
Okay. Okay. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I definitely see your views of it. Um, I'll give you my opinion on it. I was really excited for J. Cole to come out with another album as well too, even though we had J. Cole for 2 years. Um, when the album came out at 9 p.m. Thursday, I listened to it fully from start to finish. Great album. It was cool. It was cool at one point. All right, it was good. When it, what surprised me on the first song, 95 South, was Cameron getting on.
Killer
So I was like, oh,
Cam.
I was shit. I was like, oh shit, Killer Cam is on. That means we're gonna have features on this fucking album. Now, for me, I wanted features ever since for your Forest Hills Drive. Like after Forest Hills Drive, I wanted features back, and he didn't do it for Your Eyes Only. He didn't do it for KOD. He didn't do it for a long, long time. Okay, so when he finally had features on this album, the off season, I was like, damn, like I really wanted features, and I finally got it. But am I really impressed with them? So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. I don't know. I don't know the feel of this album. You know, it's like the off season for me is basically when everybody has an off season.
Yeah.
Don't matter who you are, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like J. Cole was providing his off season struggles of rap because he hasn't released an album so long.
Ooh.
His
Mhm.
music is really like tainted a little bit. You know, nobody liked For Your Eyes Only barely. KOD was a hit and miss. You know, J. Cole fans didn't even like KOD. I love KOD, you know. So in my mind, criticism is your worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? So the off season on this album was that was the message for it. But it took me a while to kind of figure it out. I'm not sure if it's truly the message for it, but all I can say is the off season right now, this album is subpar. I'm looking for longevity in albums. Okay, so
Mhm.
J. Cole
Mhm.
has had a lot of great albums. The off season barely has any songs I'm gonna remember. One song I'm gonna remember is "Pride Is the Devil." Maybe 95 South because of Cameron and Lil Jon in there.
That little John
Every-
outro went pretty hard. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna
it did.
lie.
It did. I'm not gonna lie. Like how J. Cole started the whole album was a really, really slow pickup, like a rhyme. Like his flow was so slow. I was like, man, it's cool. Like I'm hearing J. Cole, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I'm like, damn, okay, let's get it. Let's come on, pick it up, J. Cole. And then when Cameron says, they act like they don't fucking speak English, and J. Cole just goes, I was like, oh shit, okay, we're gonna get the old J. Cole back, old stuff. Like I'm so juiced. Like he switched up his flow because he realized he's rapping so slow in the 95 style. I was like, all right, since Cameron's fucking wants me to go fast, I'll go fast. So he picks that shit up, and then it just goes up and down, up and down. And I don't know. For me, this album, I was really disappointed.
Mhm.
I really wanted J. Cole to be back, but for me, this album, I gave it a 5.5. No, I'm sorry, a 6.0. After listening to another 10 times, I gave it like a 5.5 as my last rating.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
by the way, this is coming from like J. Cole is one of Lance's like favorite fucking artists. So like
Yeah.
for him to fucking give Cole like a 5.5 on an album, like that says something.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm looking for longevity, bro. And look at these songs. I'm just gonna look at them. And Pride is the Devil is
Mhm.
probably gonna be the only one that I can remember because of the chorus, the rhymes, what the message is about, and Lil Baby going fucking bananas on that fucking track. You
Yo,
know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
no, go ahead, bro. I want to hear your spill on that.
I think Lil Baby's the future of hip hop.
We're in the Lil Baby era. We are in the
Like,
Lil Baby era, bro.
like seldomly do I agree with shit like Charlemagne says, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like everyone's gassing up Lil Baby. Like I remember, I think it was like a year or two ago, people were saying like Lil Baby is probably gonna be like the next Wayne, and like it is showing. It is like you can
Yeah.
see that now with just his features and some of his projects and everything. Like Lil Baby's here, and at first, like when I first heard Lil Baby, I wasn't too sure how to feel about it. My initial reaction was kind of like, I was like, kind of like on the cusp of like mumble rap, but not really. And then like it kind of sounds like auto tuning, and like I feel a very certain type of way about auto tune and stuff. But then like he really grew on me, and I was just like, if you kind of like go beyond some of that shit, right? And you listen to some of the shit he says, like it's crazy. And then when he dropped the fucking bigger picture song, I was like, yo, dude, like he switched it up, and like
Mm-hmm.
that was a whole
Mm-hmm.
different side. I was like, yeah. But anyway, sorry,
Exactly.
just going off. Yeah, Pride is the Devil is probably one of like the better songs off the album. But like,
Yeah.
well,
So,
oh sorry, go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
I
Go
was just
ahead.
gonna say like, what other songs did you like off there, like off tops, or if you're going through the list right now, if you have it in front of you.
I like My Life because My Life was the remix to 21 Savage's a lot. So I like the whole like singing vibes. I liked how
Yeah,
they kept the whole vibes together. So it felt like a movie. It felt like a sequel. You know what I'm saying with J
yeah,
Cole and 21 Savage. So that was a good method. I think I had Bass on it singing it, or I'm sorry, it was somebody else.
Maury,
It was like a new
Moray,
yeah
Moray.
yeah. That's the new artist that came out with that YouTube song. No, YouTube. I forgot his song, but yeah, he was pretty good. Um, man, I don't know. I mean, I it's really hard. I mean, Interlude was dope, but we heard it before the album came out, so I was kind of tired of it because I listened to it like 20 times. So,
You know,
um,
interlude. I think yeah, I said it last week too. Like I was like, like I think I straight up said like fuck interlude. Like I don't really like it. But then like yesterday, I probably had it playing for about 2 hours, and then I was like, hey, you know what? Like it's pretty good. I was tripping.
uh, I like Amari. Mario is pretty good. I actually like it now because I saw the music video to it, so it kind of gave me a visual of like what's it all about. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
um
damn. Was it dope? I didn't know he dropped a music video for it.
yeah, he dropped the music video for that and applying pressure. Yeah, Dave East on applying pressure. So I mean, can you elaborate the applying pressure because a lot of people's telling me it's like about the 49ers. So, but I don't get the whole concept of it. All right, maybe people were just playing.
Who said it was about the 49ers?
A lot of
Really?
people say that. Yeah, I saw a lot of memes to say that. My friend Jet says that. It was like the 49ers like I don't know. I don't maybe somebody was just fucking with me because I don't know football as well. So maybe they're just fucking with me. But
Oh, man, because the Niners were
um
under pressure with like fucking. Hey, yo, what up, Zach? Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it, fam.
yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So I guess if we're going into it, these are the notes that I have for applying pressure. The whole song is a story of him grinding away. He references himself in '08, which was the year he released the Come Up, where he mentions the struggles of being an adult from his own perspective. It goes beyond just street issues, but him talking about his mom's debt, his college debt, and how he signed a major label but hasn't broken out yet. There's this thing where he talks about like uh dude's got like dude's got nines looking like they in second trimesters, referencing like, dude, you know, when you got like a gun tucked in your pants, there's like a little baby bump and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then he's saying like there was another one where it was just like something like uh online shots. I ignore these like B9 gestures. um I think that was also reference to like a lot of people like talking shit, or you know, taking shots at him like online and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like why the fuck would I like trip about people like tweeting me when like I should really be concerned about people like really trying to shoot me, you know? um
Yes, sir.
and then later towards the end of, in the second verse, or not, no, this song was only one verse, but it was like super long, and then he repeats the chorus like three times, right? And
Which
then
one?
I
Applying
said,
pressure?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said towards the end, towards the end of the song, he says, doing better and dealing with society's expectations, and how he's expected to navigate all that as being a black male that's a child of poverty, as well as being a rapper. So I guess I could pull up the lyrics real quick. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, that's what I thought. Like, it's just applying pressure to me. What I thought is just him putting himself in this position and trying to like be successful, but then also dealing with like all this other shit. Like, yeah, he's a rapper and he's famous and he's making millions, right? But then he he mentions being a child of poverty a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is like a line where it says like, I was just born to like something like narcotic sales, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, as a black male from the, you know, from the hood and everything, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be born, and like whatever I do, like my path is already set out for me. I'm gonna fucking buy cigarettes. I'm gonna smoke Newports. I'm gonna fucking buy alcohol. I'm gonna drink fucking Hennessy and shit. I'm gonna do all this shit to like keep me down and like in, you know, that area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's what I thought applying pressure was about. But that 49er thing is I don't know about that.
I just seen everybody like I seen two people post it, so I'm like, and they're big 49er fans, so I'm like, okay, maybe is it about 49? I'm not too very sure. I mean, I listened to it like 20 times and I didn't hear nothing that I hear about 49ers except maybe applying pressure to like build a team or some shit like that. But I don't know. I don't really know. Um, did you like the features on here? Let's go into depth with that as well too.
The features, let's see. The 21 Savage feature was pretty cool. I heard that song and I was like geeking out because I was like, oh, I wonder if people notice that it's the beat is very similar to a lot.
Yeah,
And then I was
yeah,
like, but it's like so obvious. Maybe I shouldn't be geeking over that.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it. I mean, I think it's obvious, but it's not too obvious to the keen eye, unless you don't know the relationship between him and 21 Savage.
That's true.
So
Yeah. Um. Oh, you know what though? Hold on. Sorry. Going back to applying pressure, I thought J Cole was kind of setting shots to Dave East.
really, that's
Yeah,
funny because he's in that music video with him.
I know. That's like that's what I don't understand. But then like I really thought about it because like what kind of raps is like J. Cole known for? Like his style and what he talks about, right? You think of that compared to like what Dave East raps about and like his
Mm-hmm.
style and everything, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I think I just pulled up the lyrics right here. He says, my latest speeches sound like they was released by Dave East. And
Oh, okay.
and then I was just like, oh, does that mean that like his latest? But then I was thinking, I was like, I was trying to think of like songs that Cole's been making where he like isn't his usual self and he's like kind of going in his bag and like embracing like that New York, right? But like
Mhm,
I can't
mhm.
really think of anything, can you?
Mm, like a song that embraces
Like
J. Cole?
not like
Like
J.
the only
Cole, like that bar, I was like wondering, like I didn't understand it. Like I couldn't figure it out. My latest speeches sound like they was released by Dave East. And I was just like, because Dave East kind of goes in and he raps hard and he has a very like certain style and he talks about a lot of things that like Cole like does not talk about. Like Dave East is like the opposite of KOD. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So I was trying to like figure that out, and I thought it was like a sub diss, but you telling me that he was in the music video and everything, so I guess it wasn't beef or anything.
Let's see. Hmm.
But
I
yeah.
don't maybe like maybe because like KOD. I mean, KOD was his last speech, more like last album. He talks about like drugs and shit and violence. So maybe Dave East,
Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah.
maybe Dave East, he does talk about that, but I mean in like a kind of similar way. So maybe he says that I was Dave East at one point talking about drugs and violence and shit in my last album. That's just
Hmm.
that's just how I'm thinking right now.
True.
So I mean, I could be right.
Yeah, you might be. I mean, did you know J. Cole had a drinking problem? Like he had a problem with alcoholism?
Nah, well that's crazy. Shit. What
Dude,
the fuck?
so yeah, I mean, I think we'll get to that, but to answer your question, he didn't really have any real features on here, even though there are a couple songs with features. It's just really the 21 Savage feature and the Lil Baby feature, like Black being on there, and how do you pronounce it?
Bass, yeah.
Bass,
Hmm.
yeah, and then Murray. I don't know their work that much, but a lot of it was kind of either just like chorus singing the hooks or something, or like a lot of the songs kind of have like I don't know if they're like originals where like the ad libs where it'll kind of be like almost like the double talk thing or some shit where it would be like he'll say something and it'll be like or for instance the Dave East line, it would be like my latest speeches sound like they was related by released by David East
Hmm.
and then you'll hear in the background, "What up, East?" Like like that. Like I thought like that's what all the features were because it wasn't really there. So for
I
an
get.
album to have like features like this, and for if you're someone that's like was super juiced to see that there are features on there, yeah, it's pretty disappointing. But the songs that he has with like actual people rapping, they're probably like two of the best songs on the album.
That's very true. That's very true. I think the features. I think, man, I don't know, cause the features just Bass twice, no, three times, and Let Go of My Hand, 100 mil, and Hunger on the Hillside. 21 Savage, Little Babies were the main features, of course. Cameron, you hear him on the first album, like the first song. So realistically, if this album didn't have any features again, I would be more happy. I would definitely be more happy than if it did have features. As a as a guy that wanted features on this album, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see if J Cole would do one more album without a feature, and then the fall off will be his last album when he put like bangers of features. like bangers and bangers and bangers. This is like my last album, you know. So I don't know. I mean, the features were great. It's just I
Mhm.
think it ruined the album a little bit more because we we were surprised more of the features than J. Cole's rhymes, in my eyes.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I wasn't expecting the little baby feature. I thought that was
Mm.
like kind of way out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, for me, when I first heard, because we didn't get a feature until My Life. Okay, so My Life was J. Cole rhyming, and then we hear Moray singing, and we're like, oh shit, okay, is this a feature or is this like a fucking vocalist that he just wanted to put on? But then when we heard 21 Savage, we're like, oh fuck, J. Cole has a feature on his fucking album. Like, like, is there any more features? I think we're more excited about the features that comes in the next song because when the album first released, you didn't see any of the features or the names, so it was kind of like a big surprise. It was kind of like Astro World's release as well too, when Drake first opened for the song and people went fucking bonkers and shit, you know? So for me, I was more excited for the features, but of course the features was decent. It wasn't like surprise, but I think I was more excited for the features than J. Cole's rhymes because J. Cole's rhymes was like subpar and it wasn't memorable. I mean, there's a couple lines about Michael B. Jordan, like if Michael B. Jordan calls my girl, she ain't gonna pick up or some shit like that. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
I put an M on your head. You're Luigi's brother. I
Oh,
mean,
dude, I wrote that down in my notes too. Um, yeah.
so yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
know, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I keep interrupting.
no, you get. I was yeah. I mean, it it really breaks my heart to like say that this album wasn't the best album of the year. You know, there's a lot more great albums than this one for sure.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if he only had one feature, or maybe two, 21 Savage and Lil Baby, he kept those and he like discredited everybody else's, I think it would be an okay album. But I was more excited when I first heard the song. When I first heard the album, I was more excited on each song. I was like, okay, okay, this is applying pressure. Okay, is he gonna have a feature on this one? Punching the clock. Oh shit, he might have a feature on this one. This sounds pretty good. 100 mil. Okay, you know, Pride is the Devil. Okay, I think somebody's gonna be on this. Like the anticipation was real for me. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it wasn't really about J. Cole's songs anymore because we heard J. Cole for the past 2 years. We had Middle Child, we had Dreamville's album, we had Snow on the Bluff, we had the Climb Back with that 2-song EP. So we really had J. Cole a lot, but nobody really appreciate J. Cole, you know. But that's just my opinion, you know. What were you
I
gonna say, Kyle?
um what was I gonna? I need to start writing down the shit I want to say. Get lost in fucking train of thought. Yeah, I kind of agree with you with like the features thing. I don't know about like discrediting them, but yeah, seeing them, I was expecting maybe like a lot more, but it wasn't. And then, you know how like originally I said that like this album kind of like reminds me of like old Cole, and I
Mm-hmm.
never really explained my thought process of that. And the reason why I thought like this album kind of reminded me of old Cole, besides like him referencing like the come up, his first mixtape or one of his first mixtapes, was that he was literally on his shit talking about how he's the shit. And I I feel like very indifferent with that with like certain rappers, because sometimes I'm just like, man, dude, like shut the fuck up, like you're not that good. But then in this case, it's just like, yeah, Cole's that guy, and he's saying he's that guy. So like, just like swag through like the fucking roof and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. I also felt that like this album sounded very mixtapey. Like if he released this as like a mixtape project to like a prelude to something else, I feel like it would have gotten like crazy different response, because
Like that, yeah, yeah. Keep going with that.
because I don't because a lot of the songs on here are good, but like you said, some of them aren't very memorable. So it kind of affects the longevity. But at the same time, and like when you listen to it through, it the flow is kind of weird. It was interesting how you said that like it's really slow because I feel like the first one, two, three, four, because I feel like all the songs up to like interlude were like pretty like fast pace, and he was like on some shit, and then after interlude, it kind of slows it down, and then the production switches up on the album because the beats totally go to like the last couple songs. They're more kind of like jazzy, like blues type production shit. The beat's a lot slower. It's not as fast. It's not as hard. You know, it's kind of more like mellow, laid back.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, so it was just weird. Like the album flow was like weird. So if it was kind of like a mixtape where no one really cares about how a mixtape fucking flows, you just put fucking songs on there. It
Cool, whatever.
you know
Hmm.
it'd be a different story. But yeah, that I mean that's me. Like, do you think if it was maybe released as a mixtape or just like a separate project or something, or how about this? If he didn't release that fucking trailer, do you think you would have like a different opinion or view of the album?
Yeah, if you just dropped the album, like just dropped it, like how Beyonce dropped the one song, I forgot
Like
one
all of
album.
them?
Yeah, like all of them. Yeah, it would be a great album because the anticipation of the documentary was like him just working with everybody, going back to his old house to work his on his this album because that's how Born Sinner was made, and Born Sinner was a fucking banger, man. I love Born Sinner. That was my fucking jam, you know.
Uh,
Talking about like all his friends telling him that if you want to really want to do this shit, you gotta stop hanging out with us. Doing this, like bringing his whole crew back and showing us all his old friends, 21 Savage in the studio. You just had so much fucking like you had so much fucking material that you put in this documentary, and then this album comes out. I'm like, man, I don't feel any of the material that I just watched. Like, did you really work this long to give me a fucking trash ass album? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, for people that don't know, I'm looking for longevity, okay? Memorable songs, okay? Like, what I mean by memorable songs is that when you listen to the album the first time, you're like, okay, this song I'm gonna listen to in the next 10 fucking years because this is so much of a fucking banger. Like I'm gonna give you examples for everybody. Okay, so Sideline Story, okay? Can't Get Enough by Trey Songs. You got Mr. Nice Watch, In the Morning with Drake, Nobody's Perfect. Those songs I still play to this day. Even Nobody's Perfect. Nobody's Perfect is my fucking favorite song from them
Pause.
because Missy Elliott killed that fucking song, man. She killed that track. And it's just, man, it goes hand in hand with that. You got Born Sinner with Power Trip with Miguel. You had She
Boy, that's
Knows.
such. Oh. Mm-hmm.
You had
Mm-hmm.
Let Nas Down, Crooked Smile with TLC. Born Sinner, like those are songs. Sparks Will Fly, New York Times with 50 Cent. Like these are songs I remember still that I still have this on my rotation, Like it's those types of J. Cole songs. I mean, Forest Hills Drive, let's go Forest Hills Drive, January 28th. Great song. Wet Dreams. It talks about you having sex for the first time. Like, bro, you still remember that because that's the song you play. A Tale of Two Cities, Fire Squad. Fire Squad was like a fucking was a song that like people were like, oh shit, he's talking about Eminem and Macklemore and Iggy Azalea. No Role Models. First things first. Rest in peace to Uncle Phil. Like
Dude,
those
yeah.
memorable
Yeah,
songs.
dude.
You know what I'm
Yes.
getting at,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Like, come on. I don't even have to go back to the song to even remember the lyrics. Like, bro, this is my song. I played this for so long, and I'm looking for longevity. And when I played those albums for the first time, like the very first time, I remember those songs instantly. I would be like, all right, these songs I'm gonna fucking listen to in the next 6 years, and I still do. And that's what the off season for me was, because this is an off album. I'm not gonna remember too many songs except "Pride Is the Devil." Now that I'm thinking about it, "Pride Is the Devil" is probably the only song I'm gonna remember.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Um.
really, I don't know. Like, it's I wish he didn't do all this extra shit. You know, this basketball, like this home basketball thing, and the documentary, the album cover, like has a flame basketball hoop because you know it's the off season, so he's done right now. So I don't know. It kind of threw me off a little bit because I figured like being a basketball player or being in the league and being in that mindset, you're gonna work twice as hard.
Mhm.
But I don't think he worked hard enough. You know.
I feel like, I feel like because he dropped this. Damn. I don't know, man. Shit. Nah. I feel like he worked hard because I guess we can get into breaking some of the songs down and everything. I just kind of like want to go through my notes because like uh it's interesting you say you feel like he didn't work hard enough because like there's some fucking gems in here. But I also feel that like because he was really chasing a different dream, like he's done it. He's solidified himself as like he's gonna go down as one of the greatest rappers of all time. Like there's
Oh yeah, hands down.
wait,
He's in the Mount Rushmore, I
yeah,
believe.
he actually dropped that Mount Rushmore line on what song? I thought I had it on here. Uh, yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's definitely on that Mount Rushmore of rappers, and like
Mm.
people can say whatever they want, but like that's that's the truth. But I wanted to know why. I thought it was weird. Like I was super hyped to hear Cameron on there on 95 South, but I was like, why is Cameron on there?
For me, I don't know what it is. Like I haven't heard Cameron so fucking long. So for me to hear that, I was like, the first thing to hear out of the whole J. Cole album that we've been waiting for 2 years, you hear Cameron. Some people are excited. Some people are like, okay, I wanted to hear J. Cole first, you know, but I don't know. But the point of it all, I think Cameron made that album go harder because in the first intro is like, well, this is our time, you know what it is, called World, and then J. Cole goes into his rhyme, he slows it down, he rhymes a certain way, like I'm saying he rhymes a certain way to the point. Cameron speaks again, he was like, all right, these guys don't know what you're talking about. They don't think you don't speak English, and he's like, bitch, my pen and the paper, then like he after that J. Cole rhymes so fucking fast and so legit in his actual song. Like it speeds up the album, but for me, it's still too slow. It's still you still have to like really manage J. Cole. Like the singing part, Amari, like he still has a singing flow a little bit that rhymes, that little fast speed rhymes. I still hate the fast speed rhymes, whether it's Eminem, Logic, Tech Nine, whatever the case may be. Like the fast speed rhymes are like it's to a certain point where it just gets boring and boring, you know. So I feel like J. Cole keeps doing that in this album.
It's yeah,
In my
the what you're talking about specifically, like that style of rapping, I feel like you really need like a voice for it, or you straight up just gotta be from New York, because I feel like only New York dudes could do it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
I'm just not feeling it at all, man. I like the pronunci what was it
pronunciation.
pronunciation of the word,
Yeah.
and like if I want to listen to that type of style of rap, I'll listen to like Eminem and shit like at that point. But I'm looking for J. Cole. I'm looking forward to rhyme with J. Cole as I'm fucking listening to this song, right? I just can't. I don't know. I don't feel the flow as it no more, as in like Born Sinner or Forest Hill Drive, because those songs I could definitely like keep going and going and going. But um, it just man, like as much as I really want to love this album, it just wasn't hitting for me. Like 100 mil, I saw everybody on Twitter. 100 mil was like everybody saying like, "Oh, this is a dope album, best song." Blah blah blah. I was like, it's okay to a certain point, but it just wasn't J Cole anymore in my eyes.
Um, I feel like 100 mil was a diss.
100 mil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
a
okay.
100 mil is a diss because like, um, all right, well, my notes for 100 mil. Uh, Most new rappers don't keep it 100, and Cole has kept it real this entire time, and he's still keeping it true to his word while pushing forward. Um, yeah, and then Cole also talks about a lot about how avoided a lot of the street life by navigating his life a certain way. Because of that, he's on this list of, oh, this is where he dropped the Mount Rushmore line list or mountain of the best ever. Yeah, because a lot of I think this is where he also fucking said like I chase my dreams and y'all chase memes or some shit like that, right? And he was
Mm-hmm.
referencing like the SoundCloud rappers and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that was also like shots towards what's that fucking dude from Florida? Um
6ix9ine?
no, the Gucci dude, Gucci gang guy, Lil Pump.
A little pump. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, how like Lil Pump's basically a fucking meme. Um
This is where the don't care if Michael B. Jordan that's calling my woman to fuck. She ain't gonna never pick up or some shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. But yeah, let's kind of go through the songs. So 95 South, yeah, the Cameron thing in the beginning was weird, but um
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there. I didn't like the Mount Rushmore. I didn't like the Mount Rushmore lyrics. I think it's too cocky for J. Cole.
damn, but even though like you think that he's probably on there, you feel like he just can't say it yet, or
You sh-
people have to give it to you. You can't say it.
you should never in hip hop. This is hip hop in general. All right, don't talk about basketball. This is hip hop in general. You should never say that you are the best ever. You should always respect the OGs first. Okay, and Eminem's what is it? Eminem song with Nate Dogg. Damn, what's that fucking what's that one song? Oh my god. I just know. But Eminem said basically these are the list of people that I love. Like it goes Jay-Z, Tupac, Nas, and Biggie, Andre from Outkast, Jada Corrupt, Nas, and then me. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
Eminem said it last that he respects his OGs first. That he's not on top of anybody, except he puts himself last. So that Mount Rushmore lyric, you should never say that. You should never really say, "Oh, I'm on Mount Rushmore. You guys shouldn't do this about me." You know, so I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all from J. Cole. As much as I do respect his craft and I do realize that he should be on Mount Rushmore, you
Mm-hmm.
should never ever say that in your hip hop in your career. You know, in my eyes.
I get that. To stay humble but stay hungry,
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Damn, it's crazy because I love that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's certain things you should say in music, and there's certain things you should not say in music, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one of those things. You know, as much as people put you on that top of the pedestal, you're like, yeah, yeah, that's right. I am on Mount Rushmore. I should put that in the song. Yeah, that's definitely. I should now put it because I released 6 albums that are number ones. So let me put that line in it. But no, you should never do that. As big as you are, because Eminem show was pretty big. He went diamond. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that album was like his fourth, fifth album. So he didn't really say it. Well, I mean, it's oxymoron because he says he's a rap god. So it goes hand in hand. You know, some people like don't get that big headed until maybe their sixth or seventh or eighth album when they're about to retire. You know, so I mean, J. Cole's about to retire. And he's like, all right, I'm on Mount Rushmore. This is who I am. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in and let people know that I am one of the greatest.
Mm. Okay. By the way, Jesse, you're a fucking dumbass. But I bet you that's how he does. Um, yeah.
What? That is crazy.
What, Jesse?
I am gripping the mic pretty fucking hard. I almost broke the mic by talking.
Uh, so here are my notes for 95 South and what I thought about it, right? Some of this shit's like pretty literal, and I think if like you're more than just a casual listener, you'd get it. Like the first couple bars, he basically says he's the best or one of the best. He sold multiple platinum records before streaming was a thing, because now streaming's a thing, and I think he also calls out. I think he calls out like some artists because I learned recently that if an album or if your album is streamed, if someone listens from their album from start to finish, like 1,200 times, that's considered one album sale because that's how much money they generate. So
God.
yeah, so if someone streams an album from start to finish like 1,200, 1,200 times, that's the equivalent of like paying $10 for the album. But a lot of record labels and shit can use bots and all that shit to bump up the numbers. So that's where he also drops the fucking. That's why some of y'all dudes have like 30-track albums with only a couple hundred thou. And I was like, oh, like he's going off.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that lyric either. That Cole's been going plat since back when CDs was around. CDs have stopped being sold for like 5 years. Relax, bro.
Okay, Lance. Okay. I think it was a bar
Alright.
though, but that's okay. Um, the Mario and Luigi line, I'm just a fucking nerd. Whenever people reference video games and shit, I fucking geek out over that. But what did he say? What did I say? Mario and Luigi line. Mario can get into shit, but Cole saying that maybe he's Bowser, so he can just put a hit out on Mario anytime. So
Oh, I thought of you could put $1 million bounty on somebody's head. So I put an M on your head like Mario, Luigi's brother.
yeah,
Does that
yeah,
make?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of like the same
Yeah,
thing.
what you said?
Yeah,
Okay, like
pretty
what you
much the
said.
same
Okay.
thing. But I thought he was referring to himself as like the bad guy or Bowser. Let's see. Back and forth from NC to New York. So I knew this because I lived in Florida, but 95 is I-95, and it goes from Florida all the way to like New York. So if you wanted to, you just go, you take I-95 north or south. Um, he dropped a line where he says where he talks about Jeezy. Jeezy and Cole were both signed to Def Jam at one point, or well, what is it? Rockefeller or Rock Nation is a sub subs is like a sub label that's signed to that's owned by Def Jam, right? So so there's that. So at that time, and then I don't really remember it. Maybe because like I wasn't super big on Jeezy, but like was Jeezy really that big during like the 2000s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I could, dude. Young Jeezy was the shit back then. Like, I remember seeing him in the them boys, and he had the best fucking rhymes. The fucking snowman. Like, I got that snowman
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You had put on. You had what
Put
is it?
on.
Motivation 101 was probably like one of my favorite albums on that fucking year, man. Yeah, Young Jeezy was going fucking hard.
Jeezy probably did
And then
have hits, but I think maybe like I
yeah,
gravitated towards Gucci more, and that whole thing.
him and Gucci had
Um,
yeah, yeah. But no, yeah, he had hits. He had Soul Survivor put on. He had
yeah,
Leave You Alone featuring Neo.
it,
I Love It, Lose My Mind. Yeah, yeah.
I definitely remember his hits, but I was like maybe like something else in his discography that I don't like quite remember.
Yeah, yeah.
What else do I have here? Cole avoided the streets with his talents. His raps took him out of a situation that allowed him to elevate not only himself and his homies. That was also kind of like shown in like the documentary, right? Where he says, where they kind of like gave him an intervention and was like pretty much like, hey, yo, dude, like you got a talent. You need to like stay out of this shit and you need to like double down on this, like this other shit so you can get out of here. Um, what was it? The SpaghettiOs line was I thought that was pretty literal, but kind of corny. I think it was kind of corny, but like I liked it.
Oh, bullets be humming like Cuddy, but one of your hoodies spaghetti splashing.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, I thought that was pretty good. It's kind of corny.
Yeah.
It's kind of corny, dude, but like like it's funny. Um,
I'm sorry. I just saw it like eye to eye now, so I'm just fucking laughing at it.
Uh, what else on here? Oh, Krispy Kreme dreams. Sometimes my dogs want to kill 12. That's like a reference to the 12, the cops, right? You know, I
Oh, and then a dozen donuts. Oh,
yeah
I get it.
yeah a dozen donuts. Fuck 12. Um, I said yeah, Krispy Kreme dozen. Fuck 12. Parentheses cops. Uh, there's a lot of street violence going on and a lot of like abuse from the police, especially in like minority communities, black especially.
Mm,
Um, and there's also a lot of like street violence going on too, right? Within his
yeah.
own communities. I thought that was also a reference to like maybe the BLM movement and like crimes committed by the cops against the people and everything, and just
Mm,
the general dislike, disdain that a lot of people have towards cops, which I understand. So I thought that was bar in like a very literal sense. Now
dude.
this one I didn't really understand, but when he's like, Yahweh, my dudes looked up to the sky like we sending them Yahweh, Yahweh. We sending them Yahweh, Yahweh. So it's like that double entendre shit, right? Where
Mhm.
it's he's saying Yahweh to sound like Yahweh. But I was just like, is he trying to say that like he sent people to the beyond? Or is he saying that like his rap so cold and shit, like he's like literally like killing people with his raps?
So I didn't know that either, and I was singing it. This is a true story. My brother's baby mama's Hebrew.
Okay.
To Yahweh in Hebrew means God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I guess in that term, when you were thinking about sending them to God, then yes, he's saying Yahweh in Hebrew means God. So
Yeah.
yeah, in that term, he is sending them to God.
Yeah, cause I was just like, oh shit, like, is he getting a little religious on me or some shit? But I was like, nah, dude, like, like this whole thing has been like hype and how he's like a certain, like he's just coming at people a certain way. So, I mean, 95 South. If I would rate it like 1 out of 10, like I'd probably give it like a 7.
I give it, I give it a 10.
Damn,
Yeah.
damn.
No, I was pretty. I like this. I like the like 90. Yeah, okay. 95 South is probably the second song I remember because like I said, 95 South really Cameron was basically bringing us back Cole. He's bringing us a storytelling Cole. He was like, all right, y'all know what time it is. Fucking Cole, we're up in this bitch, blah, blah, blah. J. Cole rhymes this and that. And J. Cole, like I said, like I just love this because Cameron was like, they go for forever fat and see we try to tell these dudes they act like they don't even speak English and then fucking J. Cole's like, what? Bitch, my pen to the paper is lethal. I'm sending them straight to meet the like it's I love the I love how J. Cole. I mean, I don't know how they were in the studio, but J. Cole and fucking Cameron probably like, all right, you gotta go hard on the second verse because the first verse was okay, which is the opening, and
Okay.
it just goes right straight into it. And then Lil Jon at the end, put your hood up, put
Put
your
your
hood.
hood up. Put your
Yeah,
click up.
that's the way to open an album out. And man, I loved it. I loved it. I
Yo
give it a
shit,
10 for
yo
me.
shit,
You know.
motherfucker. Yo, dude, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lil Jon's the ultimate hype man, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Lil Jon's been to EDM lately, so I mean, for him to come back on a J Cole album, it's fucking, it's fire. It's a dope. I mean, they weren't mentioned as features on the album, but I would put them as features, man. They were pretty fucking solid in my eyes.
But
So yeah,
then
I give it a 10.
Lil Jon is probably more featured than fucking Cameron, if anything. Because at least Lil Jon had like said some
Mm,
shit, like did something kind of like
yeah,
musical, where
that's
Cameron
very.
was just like, "Hey yo, shit, hey yo, Cole, fuck this shit up." Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh shit, hold, Cole,
Let's take a shit again.
nah. So I just realized. So Cameron, aka Killa Cam, released a song called Killa Cam. probably one of the only people to release a song after their nickname. J. Cole has a song called Cold World. References Cold
Oh,
World.
okay, okay, okay. I
So
got you.
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to say like they both on the same shit. I don't know. I don't know where I'm trying to go with that. I just thought of it.
Maybe
Um,
we'll hear the story one of these days of why Cameron was on Cold.
so that's interesting. I thought 95 South was like a pretty average song, but you think it's like one of the best songs on there. Okay, okay. I see you, Lance. I see you.
I mean, I'm
Amari.
not that much of a bad guy. Omari?
Yeah.
Uh, nah, I didn't like that singing that ba-da-da, ba-da-da. You know, I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't really feel the J. Cole. I felt like he was like the chorus goes, plot my game. This is how he sounds. Plot my game. This game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't. I'm like, what? J. Cole, are you speaking English? Like, I don't understand what you're saying, bro. You know?
I thought this is what Cameron was referencing to.
Man, they don't think you speak English, bro.
Um, nah, I feel like Cole was trying to like channel some like old Kanye West or some shit, cause like this is some of like this is like you hear some of it.
It sounds like he wants to go. He wants to do a through the wire Kanye spill, but he can't because his mouth is not fucked up. He's got a crooked smile, but his mouth is not fucked up. You know?
Okay, I see you, Lance, big braining out here.
You know how
Okay,
we do. We do this for fucking
okay,
living.
okay. Um,
He's got a crooked smile, but you know, it just wasn't. It wasn't the fast-paced rhyming schemes. The down. It sounds like a mumble rapper. Like you are killing people being mumble rappers, but the fact is you're trying to steal their flow. In my mind, in my mindset, you know.
I always thought it was just yeah. I could see that, or he's just fucking making fun of him.
Yeah,
Or
as
he's
well too.
showing, how he could fucking
How you
do
can
the
do it
mumble rap,
better.
do it better,
Yeah,
and shit
yeah,
on them at the same time.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah. But
okay.
yeah, whatever. So the chorus for this was like kind of like very literal, but I thought that was cool. Imagination turned a Honda into a Wraith. His raps, it brought him money and turned his Honda Civic into a fucking Phantom. Like
Hmm.
that's very literal. I thought that was pretty cool. Country dude, never seen a passport till I popped off and got a bag for it. If you come from a certain area, and a lot of times, people from the hood, they never leave the hood, like in a very literal sense. Like the farthest you go is like to the next big city over or whatever. And like there's
Hmm.
a whole world out there. J. Cole ain't never fucking probably never dreamed of going to fucking Europe and shit, and then his rap career took him to Europe and shit.
Yeah, probably.
um I thought the uh what was it? The triple beam, got a fiend crumpin, made it out. It got to mean something. I thought that was pretty cool. Uh, I didn't know what a triple beam was. Well, like what he meant by triple beam. I thought it was like a code or some shit, right?
Mhm.
Like some street rules, whatever. Um, but I guess it referenced like a scale. And now that like I think about it, I use that scale at work all the time. And yeah, so it's just a scale, and you slide a weight, and then there are two things, and like it balances, right? But then like that shit like fucking jumps hella if you just put something heavy on it all the time. So I was like, so like, is the shit they like slanging like that fucking good? Where they got all the fucking drug addicts and shit like jumping like the triple beam thing, like so it looks like they're crumping or whatever. I was like, that's
Yeah.
pretty creative. That's pretty creative. Um,
I like the one smoke, dude. Don't chug. I'm a whole fucking nicotine company. I thought that was kind of funny. Don't hold
yes,
that
that
thought
was
in there.
yeah, that was pretty good. But that's also like
Um,
him, kind of like I felt like going into his back, with just like whole like I'm on the shit thing.
yeah,
Kill him.
kill him on a song.
Yeah,
Walk on the booth through the Westford Rockabye. See, I like this one.
I
Yeah,
thought there are hella basketball references in here. Like, was this the same song where he does say the
I'm on my
John
Grizzly like
Morant?
John
I'm on my
Morant.
yeah, John Morant. I'm
Yeah,
on my Grizzly. I don't think it was this
I
one, but
I
It's
don't
not
think it
enough.
was, but yeah, but I'm glad he put basketball references because the whole concept of him going to the NBA is the off season. So if he didn't have basketball references, the album won't make any sense.
Here, let's see. I talked about the triple beam thing. Uh, oh, um, he said, either you're gonna hustle or Uncle Sam got you re-enlisting. I guess there's not a lot of opportunities where he's from, so it's either you're hustling on the street or you're probably gonna enlist in the military. You know,
Mhm.
and so it's either, and both of those are kind of like selling your soul away. So it's like you're gonna sell your soul to the street, you're gonna sell your soul to the government. So I thought that was a bar. Um,
So I have a question for you, Kyle,
yeah.
before I forget. Okay, so J. Cole's been how many albums he has? 6 albums, right? All of them in #1.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
We know a lot about J. Cole, right? We know where he's from, what he's done
Hmm.
for the community in hip hop and everything. Um, do you feel like he's still struggling?
Yes, but I think it's a different kind of struggle.
So, I mean, he's do you think he is super rich or he's wealthy?
I think being rich and wealthy are two different things. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think anyone could be super rich, but to be wealthy, because like how can I say it? Like put this in perspective, like fucking I don't know, like uh like some person that like works at fucking Facebook and makes an astronomical amount of money, right? Like they're rich, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
wealthy is like Bill Gates or Jay-Z or P Diddy, where it's like you're not working, your money's working for you,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think J. Cole is rich, but maybe not wealthy, to answer your question.
The reason why I asked that is just as I'm reading the lyrics, I just feel like he doesn't feel like he has accomplished anything. He just feels like he's still in the hood. Like he feel like he's still the warm up J. Cole that we all know that's still striving. That J. Cole that we saw at Dave Chappelle's block party that's just like really sucking in all the music and vibing to it. I don't know where I'm getting at, but to me, I feel like doesn't he doesn't feel like he was moving in the industry. That's why he's like the off season. It's like kind of like himself, like taking a break and everything. I feel like the industry doesn't really appreciate him, so he just feels like I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense.
No,
I
actually, I think you're pretty spot on because the next note that I have here for the song is I don't have the bar reference, but I said he talks about how he isn't hungry (parentheses broke), but he's still not satisfied. Like he's still after more, even after he's made millions.
Yeah, yeah. I just feel like, you know, when you talk about you talk about where you're from. That's the most important thing you have to do,
Hmm.
right? Remember to have everybody know where you're from. But you know, at this point in time, 6 albums, all #1, first artist to ever done that. Besides DMX, we did 5. R.I.P. You know, you talk about this, and you know, you're bound to talk about different stuff now that you're rich, famous, wealthy. But it doesn't seem like the case for J. Cole. It just seems like he doesn't know what he wants to do. So meaning like the basketball career that he took for the not the NBA but like a different like
The African
association.
League, yeah.
Yeah, like he's doing that and now he has a family. He's trying to get back into rapping, which I mean not trying to get back, but he's trying to get back to his roots, but he doesn't feel like he's satisfied enough.
Hmm.
So I just feel like he doesn't know what to do. And that day and age, when you have so much money and you have that much fame to the point where if you don't release anything in 2 years and you drop something right now, people will go fucking bonkers and the internet will go crazy, and he's still not happy. Then what does that tell us about life in general. You know, are you going to be satisfied with one certain thing, or do you have to do multiple things to really find out who you are? You know, this basketball thing is no joke. He in the documentary he said he wanted to play basketball, but he said he wasn't good enough. But now he made it as a 36 year or 36, 35 year old, I guess, you know? So, I mean, in this case, I don't think you'll never be happy with what you want to do for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So, this is I get this album more and more because this is his off season. So his off season, he's just really thinking about what he wants to do for the rest of his life. Does he want to go back to rapping? Does he want to do basketball? Does he want to just like get off the limelight like Frank Ocean and just fucking live his life? I I don't know what he wants to do, and it just confuses me now because 6 albums in, you're telling people that even making millions, I'm still not satisfied for who I am.
Yeah. So I agree with like everything you said, and to like kind of just continue off of it. Um, I think he kind of talks about it in the next song. So if you want to go into the next song and talk about the next song,
Oh yeah.
uh, uh, oh, but before going into that, yeah, the want smoke, dude, don't choke. I'm a whole fucking nicotine company. Dreamville, the army, not a navy. How could he ever try to play me? I was like, that's a fucking bar, because you don't want to fuck with Cole and Dreamville. Like they got
Wait, hold
killers,
on.
dude.
It's going crazy right now.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you okay? Mic issues.
I don't know what's wrong with your audio. I can't hear you. I mean, I can hear you, but you're like speeding up.
Hello, hello, hello.
Doesn't it sounds crazy right now? It sounds like you're like mumbling.
Um, I'm not too sure, but if we got some audio issues, I'm gonna run a 1 minute ad real quick, and then I'm gonna try to figure out my audio. 1 second.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. All right. Hell yeah. What are we talking about? My life? My life is alright.
And welcome back, guys. Uh, some audio issues, but I think we got it figured out. So, my life, I said, possibly referencing a bar from the previous song. He never turned on a bro, hated when friends turn into foes. On the come up, he might have felt how people switched up, or maybe they started feeling a type of way with his success. The on site Squarespace bar is basically him being ready to square up on site with whoever is talking about him. Uh, let's see. Oh, I don't know if this is like a sneak diss or Cole talking his shit, calling himself a grizzly, which is like one of the most dangerous bears, and everyone else is sons or kids. You know, referencing the Cub bar. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he talks
Mm.
about how even though he is rich, he's a product of where he is from, and breaking generational poverty and that mindset is difficult. He speaks about how his family was about that street life, but the other side of the street life, not the hustle part of the street life, but the you know the receiving end of a lot of the problems of the street life.
Mm.
Then I said, at a time in his life, he wanted to be known uh, and see the Rihanna line reference, how she sells out instantly. He needed to leave home to really grow as the Ville was restricting him. I think he said there's like a bar in there about like Fetville is like sky's the limit in Fetville, or that's the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like kind of like what you were saying, um like when we were talking about Amari, I felt that yeah, Cole's got issues. Everyone's got issues, but the money and the success, that doesn't really answer everything. And he kind of talks about it in this song. Like maybe it really bothers him that he's like a child of like poverty, and like what can, maybe now he's thinking like what can I do to like fix that, like yeah, I made millions and like I'm out of the hood and everything, but how many more people are in my position? What can I do to like help these people, to elevate my people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I think.
Okay.
All right, you.
You're
Oh,
talking about my life, right?
yes. Oh, and then 21 Savage's part. Sorry, I wrote 2 pages of this. 21 Savage's part was like a parallel of Cole's life. He was coming from the other side of the street life. Also referenced 21 Savage's song a lot featuring J. Cole.
Mm. Well, that's good. That's good. I mean, it gives me like a different perspective on this song because, like, I mean, what you said about J. Cole and what you said about 21 Savage, like, there's two different lives in the street life. There's not just hustle and gangbang. There's also like other stuff besides that. So it gives me a different perspective on how I see J. Cole and how I see what he's trying to do in his life. Hence the the song.
Yes.
But I love this song as well too. It's a great flip from the Lot song, and I guess it really just gives you a perspective. Like he doesn't not want to stop talking about his hood, like not where he stop talking where he's from. Because if you stop talking about where you're from, then you're not really you're not really loyal to the soil, I guess.
Yeah, so there's a bar here that really sticks out like to me. It's what I see in the sky, the veil is the ceiling, can't reach up too high, evidently. Nah, shit. I can't reach up too high, evidently. Never seen no one driving a Bentley. Can't be out here mopping up Wendy's. Like, yeah, like that kind of just goes back to like him talking about like opportunities and like what he can really do being from the hood and everything. Like people say the sky's the limit, right? But then when you look
Mhm.
up, but in his sense, like when he looks up in the sky, he just looking out, he just sees where he's from, and it's just like, am I destined to just be a janitor at Wendy's mopping up the floor? Like I ain't never seen a janitor drive a Bentley.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So yeah, there's that. This is probably my favorite song on the album.
My life.
That, this, and Applying Pressure are probably like two of my favorites.
Okay. Too
Yeah.
bad, not too bad at all.
Um, Applying Pressure. Let's see here.
Pride is the devil. I think you got a hold on. Flying pressure number 5.
Yeah. So I mean, said it. We talked about it earlier, but I said the whole song is a story of him grinding away. He references himself in '08, which was the year he released The Come Up, where he mentions the struggles of being an adult from his perspective. It goes beyond just street issues, but him talking about his mom's debt, his college debt, and how he signed to a major label and hasn't broken out yet. Uh, then there's this bar started my grind where crime festers. So he started up trying to be a rapper in his hood before he moved to New York. And nine shows like they were in the second trimester is crazy. Nine referring to how a person who's 9 months pregnant is very visible. You can hella tell when someone's pregnant, 9 months pregnant. But then nine referencing, a 9 millimeter, and how there's the bulge in their shirt. I said that
Mm.
earlier too.
Yeah.
So there's that. My latest speeches sound like they was released by David East. I still don't get that. I thought that was a sneak diss, but it's not.
I
Um,
like the shit's crazy. Don't know. I got more M's than a real Slim Shady video. I'm the real Slim Shady. I'm the real Shady.
yeah,
I like that line.
this is also again, I'm a fucking nerd. This is also one of my favorite songs because he references Metal Gear Solid in here.
Oh, does he? Oh,
Yeah, he
oh yeah,
says
that's right.
Big
That's right.
Boss, less Rick Ross, more like wavy Hideo Kojima. Uh, the toad steamers around the way we tippy toe, round crack vials and cold blooded killers, no reptiles. So, Metal Gear Solid, you play as Solid Snake. The whole premise of the game is for you to be sneaky and kind of just navigate all the levels and everything, right? So, he's saying he ain't a snake, you know, and all
Okay.
that and stuff. So,
Bar. There you go.
yeah,
Bar right there, baby.
yeah. So, I mean, I was geeking out when I heard that. This was probably when you talk about listening to songs on the album and then like longevity. This is the one song that stood out to me that was probably like gonna be the one that sticks out the most to me
Mm.
just because of that bar because I'm a fucking nerd.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Um, Oh yeah, so towards the end, the bar's like, I can cap and say I never scratched my jealousy's itch, but thank God I conquered that, cause if not, I'd never be rich. So I feel like, so he's saying he can cap, so he's basically like lying, right? Like thinking that like he's never been jealous,
Mm.
right? So he's definitely done things because he was like jealous of other people, but he's saying he thanks God because he's conquered that. If not, like he'd never be rich. So if you're envious of other people, you see someone have something, you like I want that shit too. So you go in debt because you constantly buying shit. And going beyond that, I thought yeah, he talks about doing better and dealing with society's expectations and how he's expected to navigate all of that as being a black male that's a child of poverty as well as like being a rapper and kind of falling into these stereotypes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I was reading the lyrics for that. Yeah, that does make sense because like we always clown on millionaires or anybody that makes money, but we never critique in how we can do the same thing. So I get what he's trying to say here. Like I think it says if you broke and clowning on a millionaire, the joke is on you. Money and everything. I never said that. Never. So I mean, we always clown on people that make money. We always clown on this and that, but we never really go for it and make how we can be a millionaire or be more successful than them. So that does kind of make sense in a way that J. Cole is always trying to find ways to make money, no matter how the thing is, you know.
Yeah. Hold on, my shit froze. So punching the clock. I don't know. I felt like half the song was just the Dame fucking quote.
Oh, was this an interview in the bubble?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he sent OKC home. Oh no, not in the bubble. This was was it the bubble?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
remember because the microphone was like hella far from Dame. They had like a stick.
Oh yeah, that was when he dropped like 60 or something.
uh,
Uh, yeah. So like I
tell you,
was,
I'll tell you this. When I listened to it, I felt like a Nas track. I feel like Nas would do better on this track than J. Cole.
damn. I can you talk about that real quick? It never once crossed my mind thinking it'd be like a Nas track.
Yeah, because I'm listening to this right now, and it sounds like if Illmatic dropped right now, this song will be the Punch of the Clock would be on this one. Punch of the Clock would be on Illmatic. Nas, I think Nas will definitely. It just feels like a New York type beat with like a Queensbridge sound to me. Like the whole premise of it, like it just sounds like the subway going through, and just you're just walking under the bridge and not just spitting rhymes. Like I feel like Nas would do a little more better than J. Cole did in this song. I think J. Cole's is trying a little too hard to really get his message out there with the whole Dame Dollar intro and outro and then going into it. I think I get the whole point of it, like punching the clock because it's Dame time,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it really, like you said, it really takes away from the song, and you just really like, oh, okay, this is this is what it. I guess this is what it is. I don't know. For me, I don't know. I think when I'm hearing it right now, Nas will be fucking dope on this track. I think if there was a feature on there, you know.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I probably spent like an hour trying to like break down this song or anything, but like all I could think of was just like the Dame quote. So I feel like that already like the song's already not that good if
I
that's the
mean,
case.
yeah, I mean the Dame quote. I think the Dame quote was really just
It's a fucking
summarize the whole.
bar.
Yeah, it's a fucking bar. So if he did that as an intro into the next song, like that would be.
Oh yeah, like a
And
skit. Oh,
song 6 will be 100 mil or whatever the case may, or Pride of the Devil, then I think it would flip. It would really flip the way it which it should have been. That should have been just an intro or an interlude,
yeah,
as you
yeah,
could say. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't think you should never put it in a song. That should be like a
So
skit. I'm sorry, skit.
yeah. Um. So like you also just saying that like to you the song's kind of like literally like Dame time, right? So in that sense, this song's kind of him just talking about how he put in the work to make it as a basketball player to like transition into like an amateur pro league or whatever. You think that could apply?
To him in his basketball career or just in
Yeah.
life in general?
No, like his
His
basketball
basketball
career.
career.
I feel like this is because of the Dame quote. I feel like this is a basketball song. Like he's talking about how like maybe yeah, because the intro is Dame talking about like how he wants a chance. And J. Cole just wants a chance to play in the league. And then like the outro is Dame talking about how when you're put in these situations, your training and your practice really shows. You put in the work before the season, the off season,
The
and
off
then
season.
and then and then you reap the rewards during the season. So, I thinking about it now, I feel like that's maybe what he's saying. But
I mean,
this
it's punch. It's,
hello. Oh, oh, you froze.
oh, hello.
Hello. I can
Oh,
hear you now, but your picture's all frozen.
oh, oh yeah. Huh. Oh
Oh
shit.
no. Oh,
Okay.
you good? You good, fam?
Moving in. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. We
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. We good.
Oh yeah. There you go. But yeah, punch in the clock is meaning like what it is. I mean, it's Dame time for anything. You could put Dame time in anything, honestly. Dame time on your fucking school, your homework. Dame time on this fucking schedule. Dame time on work. Dame time on life, bro. Like if there's a certain moment in time you have to go hard, or else you would never think whether or not you would made it or not. You know what I'm saying? If you don't try, you don't really succeed. You know.
Yeah.
That's what probably J. Cole did. He wanted to try out basketball, and he did well. I mean, he did okay. I'm not saying he did like
Three
amazing,
games,
but
5 points,
but
like 6 rebounds, and like
6 rebounds, some shit. But I
five
mean, look,
assists. Yeah.
it's a guy coming from like he's 36 years old. He's gonna go into the league like that.
That's true.
Kind of
That's true.
impressive. Kind of fucking
Yeah.
impressive.
Okay. 100 mil. Um, 100 mil is actually the last song that I wrote notes for because everything else was kind of like I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but the rest of the songs I kind of like just zoned out to, and I feel like that also kind of takes points off of the whole album. Like, it, at some points, it kind of just became background noise for me. Yeah,
Wow. shit. And you give this fucking thing an 8? This is fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah.
So the first six songs took you to a fucking story where J. Cole's life is all about everything that he's been working for. And then
Well,
Pride is the Devil really the last 5 songs really took you to a space where you just zoned out and you just didn't really want to listen to it anymore. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say wouldn't listen to it anymore, but like because earlier I said the first 6, 7 songs, the first half of the album is like a lot. The pace is a lot different. You say he raps slower, yeah, I could get that, but the pace is like really faster in terms of like the beats, the productions, and what he's talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pride is the Devil. I feel like that is the last song, and he's talking about prides and egos and how if you really want to succeed in life or you want to make it far, you got to learn how to let go of your pride.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know how to like ask for help or reach out to people and like do different things.
Yeah.
And then let go of my hand is kind of like, all right, well, yeah, that's him letting go of like his pride and everything and like alter egos or whatever the fuck. And then the interlude is like this kind of like reflection and then going into like this super somber thing. And then the climb back close and hunger on hillside is all kind of just like super mellow bars that just eventually kind of like I we'll go through it, but like yeah, honestly, like I kind of zoned out to the last like 4 or 5 songs.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with you 100%. So yeah, the first 7 songs were okay. 8 through 12 was like a sleep fest. I was falling asleep on that fucking last because like the climb back we heard last year,
Mm-hmm.
nobody gave props to that for sure, except if you're a real J. Cole fan. Okay, Let Go of My Hand was decent. Clothes was okay. Like it was like an up tempo, and then Hungry on Hillside. It's just the end, which was the most horrible ending in the world, honestly, in my opinion, because it just really it didn't really grasp the whole premise of the album. It was more like, all right, I'm done. This is it. I'm gonna put Bass on there. He's gonna do his thing, and that's about it. The beat's cool. Beat's fire though, but the beat sounds like it would have been on Born Sinner more than this one. I don't know if you ever. I don't know if you can
Um,
put in your head like that. Because if you listen to it or you remember the whole beat and how it went, it goes dun 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 dun. It just sounds like a born like it'll be on Born Sinner.
okay, okay, yeah. Uh,
Or maybe
okay,
not Born.
I see. I could see where you're coming from. I maybe. I think it might even be too chill for Born Center, dude.
Maybe okay, maybe nah, not even Forest Hill Drive. That doesn't make any sense. No,
Sonically, I think it could fit on Forest Hills Drive, but thematically, it wouldn't make sense.
yeah, no, because the whole horn in the background, the orchestra.
Yeah.
It sounds like Born Sinner to me because Born Sinner was just pretty much bangers after bangers, like hardcore shit, but they also had some chill as like Crooked Smile. Maybe it'll go good after you play Crooked Smile, goes into Forest Hillside, and then Let Nas Down. It just didn't seem like a song that you should end the album with. But yeah, I think just the orchestra itself makes it seem like Born Sinner to me. I don't know. Maybe because I heard Born Sinner as an orchestra sound one time, and I
Hmm.
felt like it should have been in there. But yeah, it was a horrible song to end on the album. Great song opening, but a horrible ending to it.
Um. Yeah, I don't know, like because I don't have like fucking in depth. I can't really say. Like I said, like no cap. The last couple songs were just kind of background noise for me. I even I was walking my dog this morning for like an hour and a half, and I only tried listening to the last couple songs, and the whole time like I couldn't like focus on like any individual thing. I know I like how it sounds because I really like the production of it, like the beats and everything. Those are the type of beats that I like. But in terms of like the content, he's probably spinning some real shit. Like I'm going over some of like the lyrics right now. Um, yeah, but it's just it didn't catch me in a way that I was really hoping it would catch me. But because I felt very strongly about like the first 7 songs, that's why I give it such a higher rating. Because initially, the whole album felt like the last 4 songs to me, where it was all kind of background noise. But then, really listening to it and was able to break it down, like changed my opinion.
So you would still give it an 8, even though the last 4 is background noise to you. I'm just trying to figure out something.
Yeah, because like yeah, because like, did you like Interlude? What did you think of Interlude?
I heard it before the album. It was great for the first 2 hours I listened to it, but then after you, here's the thing with artists. You put songs that we heard already onto the album, it just ruins the album itself. Like the climb back last year, why would you put it back on again? Because nobody, I don't feel like nobody like listened to that song unless you're a real J. Cole fan. So why would you put that on there? I know the premise sounds good on the album, but you just wasted a whole fucking song. You stole from us. And an interlude, putting that back on there. You should have released that as a single and never put it on the album like Middle Child. So I don't know. Interlude was great. It was the Cole we needed, but the Cole that we didn't get in this album.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he literally robbed us of 2 songs. He literally could have put 2 brand new songs on there, and I would have been happy. But he didn't. He wasted 2 songs. He wasted about 6 minutes where he could have had 2 new songs.
Maybe because I didn't really listen to it before it came out, like it was on this album. Um, but I don't know. Like I thought this bar interlude, the Southern Heat makes unbearable summers. Just last week, seen your mama weep, crying because you don't want to bury your brother. The blood leaks while the EMTs got to carry your baby like surrogate mothers. And I was like, EMTs carrying her baby like surrogate mothers. I was like, yeah, that's a fucking bar. That's that's a fucking bar. That's fucking heavy, dude. That's some heavy shit. Summer heat, talking about, like, yeah, when I was living in Florida during the summertime, you don't leave the house unless it's like 3 in the morning when it's like cool. you know. But then also you don't leave the house because the block is hot. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, yeah. But because my opinion about Interlude and yours is different, is because you listened to it a lot prior to it being on the album. Where versus me, I didn't really listen to it at all until it was on the album. So, I mean, I kind of see where you like. I see where you're coming from, but I'm just gonna have to agree to disagree with you on that because I still think thematically and everything, I still think like it fits.
It's just the matter of fact I heard it and
Uh,
wasn't excited anymore about the album because it was still on. It was still on the album. Like I said, if you released it as a single and just a single only without putting it on the album, I would have been happy to get another song. You robbed us with 2 songs. The Climb Back. Climb Back was fucking last year. All right, I didn't hear no smoke about it. I didn't hear no fucking praise about it. It was last year. Nobody really fucked with it. So why would you put a song back onto this album again? You might as well put Snow on the Bluff, but of course Snow on the Bluff doesn't fit in because like, you're not trying to have beef with anybody. But I just didn't think it was a great execution to put those 2 songs back on the album. You know?
Sorry, interlude and what was the other song?
Oh, the Climb Back.
Okay.
Yeah, the Climb
Um,
Back was last year. Came out with the EP with Simba's Pride or something.
okay. So,
Yeah, yeah.
did you like Let Go My Hand?
Uh,
All right, that says it all.
I mean,
That says it all. So
I
I
like
was just
Black part. I like Black's part.
that even like that says it even more, fam. Um, I was just asking because there's this part where he kind of talks about where he's like, when you hear things, sometimes it doesn't sound right at the time, but you kind of gotta let it sit and marinate, and then when
Mhm.
you kind of like step away and come back, like it makes sense. I feel that interlude is that maybe
Mm.
it maybe it just didn't sound right at the time, but
Uh,
then he just
the
released it,
Climb
but
Back.
then yeah,
Climb Back. You talking about Climb Back son, released last year? Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay,
maybe, but it's
okay. So let me ask you this question: Forest Hill Drive. Did you think it was a depression album? Did you feel like it was it was a hit maker album? Did you think it was a hit? Bangers? What did you feel out of this album?
Forest Hills Drive.
Yeah.
I thought Forest Hills Drive was the absolute banger. And
Oh.
by the way, I think Forest Hills Drive is the complete opposite of this fucking album.
Oh yeah. No, no
Cause,
argument there for
cause,
sure.
cause he released Forest Hills Drives, and then like a month later, he released the Forest Hills Drives documentary,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
and
Yeah.
and I whenever someone came over to my house, I was like, "Hey, you guys want to watch this dope J Cole documentary?" And then I play the documentary, and then like I start breaking down the songs, and it was just like, "This is the reason why J Cole is so dope." But this motherfucker for this album decides to do that little trailer thing, get us super fucking hyped, and then gives us this, and it's okay, but like the trailer got us way too hyped, man. It's if you release the trailer after, I probably would have been way happier. So, but yeah, but to answer your question, Forest Hills Drives was a banger. I loved everything about it. It when that album came out, I was also in like a very different place. So a lot of the stuff that he was talking about like really hit home, like close to home, and because it made it so relatable, like that's why even though like everyone probably says Forest Hills Drives is like their favorite Cole album, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, when people say that, I feel like you're a fucking casual listener. But in my defense, it's my favorite album because a lot of it's so fucking relatable. Just like out of like Kanye's last couple projects from say like Life of Pablo all the way to Jesus is King, Ye is probably my favorite because a lot of the shit in Ye that he talks about hits close to home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So I forgot what I was gonna say about this album. I don't know why. Oh. Yeah. No. Yeah. I definitely agree. It's not one of my favorite albums, but it's still pretty good. And so I guess I'm a casual listener. I still like Born Center over this for sure. But anyways.
No, you're not a casual listener because Forest Hills Drives is not your favorite. I'm saying most people who say Forest Hills Drives is their favorite
Oh.
J. Cole album, they're probably fucking casual listeners.
I got you. I got you. So we're reading the lyrics to the off season. All right. So he's really talking about his life and everything. It sounds really not J. Cole up front, like it's more like depression, XXXTentacion,
Mm-hmm.
really going into the mode, really going into my feelings type J. Cole. Not my
Mm-hmm.
feelings as in love, but my feelings as in I'm still trying to figure out who I want to be. Now, Forest Hill Drives gives us a great rendition of his life, but through fucking hard ass beats, memorable lines, really takes you to his fucking upbringing, but also gives you that fucking banger, like that
Mm-hmm.
those lyrics that like makes you remember. Because
Mm-hmm.
as we're reading the lyrics to fucking this, right, we're breaking it down, and we're just like, okay, oh, this is a bar, this is a fucking dope ass bar right here, this is great. Are we really gonna remember all these lyrics?
Other than some of like, other than
Something
some of
like
like,
Forest Hill Drive, like first things first, recipes, Uncle Phil. For real, you're the only father that I ever knew. I respect my bitch for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember that whole fucking like bar for bar. You know, it was like or Fire Squad, nigga. Why you acting like do you wanna dance?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
those, you know, those lines, like wet dreams. Wet dreams is really talking about
Mm-hmm.
fucking just having sex for the first time. You know, I can't remember the lyrics. Or January 28th, Tale of Two Cities. Father, forgive me for my child is. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really like he gives you in that fucking mode that like, damn, this is a hard ass song, but it teaches you a fucking life lesson. You know, and with this the off season, I'm reading it. I'm getting bored of these lyrics one by one, and I don't think I'm gonna remember any of them, to be honest.
Do you feel like you also feel like that because you don't really like it when rappers just always talk about how like they're the shit?
No, I love rappers when they talk about they're the shit,
Uh huh.
but it's got to be in a catchy fucking song if they're gonna talk
That's
about
true.
it.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Um.
so that Mount Rushmore line, you didn't know which song it was, right? Because it wasn't as catchy. I feel like in my mind, you didn't remember that lyric or what song it's from because you don't know it wasn't a catchy line. You know what I'm
Uh.
saying?
Yeah. Like. Yeah. Because some of the more memorable lines I think is like the Mario and Luigi one, the Metal Gear Solid line, uh, the they showing nines like they're in their second trimesters. That's all off of like one song, you know. So like,
Is it?
yeah,
I don't know. And I listened to this album like 20
yeah.
fucking times, but I still don't remember each and every song. You know?
So I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not memorable, and coming from like your side, right? Because you're looking for the longevity of it, and like, I think you just have to write it off as like if you compare it to like another artist, right? Like, how many fucking albums did like Eminem have, right? But not all of them were like your favorites and hits, right? He made some ones you
Oh
really
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
like.
There's always gonna be an album that I don't like from my favorite artist, except
Yeah,
Kanye West. But
yeah,
um,
yeah.
well, with this in this case, J Cole's to be memorable. Like I don't know, like KOD's. I remember a lot of fucking songs from KOD. Photograph, yeah, ATM, Kevin's Heart. Kevin's Heart was a really good song. I really liked that because at the time Kevin, um,
Heart.
like yeah, Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart cheated on his wife, and it was like a music video just really talking about like how the internet is just really exploiting him and everything. Um, you know, I mean, I remember like KOD had a really good message, you know, and this off season album wasn't that memorable in my eyes.
I
Um,
feel like, all right. Also, one of the reasons why I think people didn't really like KOD because all the shit that Cole was talking about in KOD, probably a lot of people did some self reflecting and saw a lot of the issues that J. Cole was talking about in themselves, and they probably didn't like that shit. There, I said it. I said it. Um,
yeah.
but this one, I can see what you're saying because maybe, yeah, I think Cole's going like maybe he was going through some shit, and like this is kind of like him also venting in like some weird way, not weird way, but just however he chooses to do that and say it, and maybe at times it kind of feels like it was a rushed project, like it was like the
Oh, 100%.
people kind of really asking for some shit, so let me just drop it, and then like it's kind of like some real music but not really, but you know, who knows? Because like I can't say because my opinion changed about it, and who knows? maybe your opinion might change about it like way down the road. Maybe instead of being a 5.5, you'll bring it back to a 6.5 or like a 7 or something because like some shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the big thing that you were saying is like an album needed a message, and I was disagreeing with you that about that because I was just like, oh, people could release music and it doesn't really need a message. Sometimes, maybe they just want to be in their bag and like dig into their bag and just be about that shit. But
Oh yeah, no doubt. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'll
I was
see
just
what
gonna
I.
say, but for me, having to listen to it hella times and then come to the realization is that he is basically saying like, don't give up and like, don't ever stop trying. I was like, I think that's fucking great, but I was like it's a great message, but coming off of like KOD and like what he was trying to say there, like it's a little lackluster. I feel like Cole was like on the cusp of like reaching like that super like high pedestal, right? And then because maybe he was so silent working on his basketball career and life and everything, right? Then it started kind of going down, and then like he's saying that I need to remind people that like I'm that dude. And then he released this project, and then like maybe the media or like famous people, like all basketball players, were fucking tweeting about this shit, right? Like
Mhm.
everyone is fucking talking about it. Um, so yeah, so then it kind of goes back up there, but then maybe some other people, I feel like this is probably besides besides KOD and like Sideline Story, I feel like this is one of like his most like criticized albums in terms of just like super mixed reviews.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I definitely will put next to Sideline. So I like Sideline Story a little bit better.
Damn. Hey, pause, bro. You said you liked Mr. Nice Watch earlier. I can't believe that shit, fam.
Mr. Nice was just cool. I mean, Dollar in a Dream. I mean, Lights Please. Well, I mean, Lights Please was on Friday Night Lights, so I can't really say that Silent Story was that song. But yeah, I mean, Cole had stories for each one of his albums, and this album didn't really have a story because I couldn't really put my finger on what the story was the off season, but I mean, Silent Story really was his first album. He had a story about that. He had to release Workout so Jay-Z could release the album, and that was like a story itself because he really sold out himself because his mixtapes were all fire. Born Sinner was really just about bringing it back, bringing his roots back, and everything. Telling people that like I'm sorry, my first album sucked, but look, my second album is gonna be one of the greatest, and it did happen. Forest Hill Drive, 2014 Forest Hills Drive was his address where he used to live, and he brought us to that world about telling about his mom, his like his first love interest. I mean, the Tales of Two Cities really about what's his street life was really about, like where the streets were. For Your Eyes Only was about a guy, I think his friend. If you like listen to it fully, really about his talking about his friend and how like he had a great story about him. KOD was talking about kids over drugs, kids on drugs. So you already got the message on that and the cover itself, and then the off season. I guess what I'm feeling with the story now is that the off season was this year was his the past 2 years that he has not released an album was his off season. So I mean, I think that's the story for him. I don't really get the whole basketball career thing and everything, but it really took some time to really figure out what his story was. It took me about 3 or 4 weeks, a month to know what his story was about. And then all the other albums that we had, I already know what he was talking about, So coming from a guy that listens to a lot of music, a lot of like breaks down each and every album, it really took that's the longest that's a lot longer than it should to really break down an album and really know what's it about.
Yeah, I, I get that. I see where he's coming from. It's
If yeah, it's just if you want to know, if you want people to know about your album, a lot of people have ADD. A lot of people will have like just short term memory and everything. But if you want to catch somebody's eye, you really have to figure out the words and the word play and really just like rendition of how you want to present yourself in this album. You don't have to dumb it down. There's no ABCs, but of course, you want at least two songs that really people can relate but it's also a banger. You know?
So you would so what I'm kind of getting is that this isn't your typical J. Cole, and he was just like way out there with this. It's
Yeah, it
it's
just didn't
almost
make sense
like
to me.
he experimented and the experimentation failed.
Yeah, pretty
Okay,
much.
okay, I got you.
I'm always gonna example Forest Hills Drive because Forest Hills Drive was like just a dope album, give really dope messages, but also a
Hmm.
fucking banger. No role models. Let's talk about no role models. You know what I'm saying? Like it really,
Literally, he had no
yeah,
role models.
literally, right? I mean, he really had like the chorus down, the whole first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. He really taught us about like there is no such thing as role models in this life. You have to be yourself. But also it's a fucking banger ass motherfucking song, bro, that you can I think you could really just I don't know, if you can, you could play it at like the raves at the clubs, you know, or A Tale of Two Cities that man, it was just a dope ass like fucking like beat, and the rhymes gives you like so much potential and so much storytelling that you're just like, oh shit, this is a dope. I could play this in my fucking car and just bump it, but it's also giving you a great message. Get Off My Dick was a fucking dope ass song. Wet Dreams was just was just a funny ass fucking song because you could fucking relate to it, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know how to put it in. I'm just rambling on, but I don't know how to put it in words. But the fact that it is that like J. Cole has been giving us hits after hits after hits, but they also gave a great message. This one is just a straight message, but I don't remember any beats. I don't remember any rhymes. I don't remember anything about the off season. You know?
So so you would say that like yeah, you know, maybe there's a good message there, but just the delivery isn't there. Like maybe whatever he's trying to say is like dope, but it's just he's not doing it in the J. Cole way. Like you said, there's not a lot of memorable songs on here besides one for you, and that's Pride is the Devil with Lil Baby, right?
And that's the one I could sing to.
Yeah,
Pride is the devil.
yeah, yeah.
Guess you
And
gotta hold on me. You know what I'm saying? If it's a catchy song but it has a great message, that's the perfect combination. But if it's just like, I don't know, let go my hand, that do 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 like you just fall asleep and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the delivery, yeah, delivery sucked really bad. I don't really like the delivery at all. It just wasn't really Cole. And I'm still gonna give it my 5.5. I actually want to do it lower, but I think I'll just stick with the 5.5s after we broke down each and everything. It just like ATM on KOD, counting up, counting up, dun 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 dun. You know, great beat, dope rhymes, but still gave a great message. You know, I think he just didn't have any hooks that could be remembered, so I could remember it. You know.
hmm, yeah, yeah, like it's it's really interesting that I actually think highly of like this Cole album and you don't. But on the flip side, like KOD was like okay for me, but you you think very highly of that album. We both agree that like Forest Hill Drive is like a pretty good album. What like I think if I would or how about this? Can you rank your J Cole albums?
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Don't yeah.
Rank your J Cole albums from 1 to 6 or 1 to 5, whatever.
Born Sinners 1,
Mm.
Forest Hill Drives 2. Um, For Your Eyes Only is last. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll put that last. All right, Born Center, Forest Hill Drive, KOD,
Mm-hmm.
Sideline Story, The Off Season, and then For Your Eyes Only.
Okay, okay. For me, it would be Forest Hills Drive, Born Center, Off season, KOD, For Your Eyes Only, and Sideline Story.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. 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 So we put for okay.
Our 1 and 2s are switched,
Yeah.
but after that, it's pretty like there. But at least we all agree For Your Eyes Only was pretty bad.
That was like, man, that was
And
fucking
you know what? I kind of want to go back and like revisit that album at another time and like give it another like couple listens and give it a review because I don't know. I don't know if like I really just didn't like that album because like I was so bored of J. Cole at that time. Like he didn't like really try to like do anything different. It was the same consistent J. Cole, but like I just wanted more.
I only like the Deja Vu song just because it has the exchange beat from Bryson Tiller.
Deja Vu song was pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely both agree that For Your Eyes Only was his worst album. And I don't think nobody really talks about that album, honestly. For me, KOD, the reason why I like KOD a lot because I experienced that live. I understand his methods and I understand
I
what
get
he was
that.
trying to prove into this album. So when you really listen to an album live, you get a better experience of how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you don't really get the message until he speaks in between interludes because that's the real raw energy that you get from artists when they speak from their mind from this album and they just play that album that whole show. So that's why KOD is like a special place in my heart for it. Um, Sideline Story because I heard Lights Please live and then all the other songs live before, so it gives me a higher rating of like what he was trying to prove, but at the same time, he didn't want to be a radio hit guy. He didn't be a one hit wonder guy. So I don't know. Maybe I mean maybe if I hear all season live, I could get a different opinion about it.
Eh, yeah, maybe. But going off you said because correct me if I'm wrong, but your opinion of Kendrick Lamar's "Damn" is a lot different from everyone else's. Yeah,
What's my opinion? Can you reiterate?
I feel like you rank that album pretty low in terms of Kendrick's discography.
Oh yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pop album.
yeah. Um, I heard it live, so that's why I think of it very highly. So I'm just thinking of like how you feel with like J. Cole's like KOD. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I got you.
Also,
Yeah, yeah.
I will never forget, but yeah, I saw it live at Coachella, and there was like this older white couple, and they were like, "Oh, look, it's Kevin Hart." Oh shit, dude. Are you okay, Lance? You're off camera,
Sure.
dude. Looks like your head got cut off. Oh, you back?
Bro, I was surprised you didn't punch him straight in the fucking face for saying that, dude.
They're gonna punch no fucking old people. They don't know any better.
That's very true. That's just kind of funny. Oh
But
my god.
yeah, I guess that kind of brings it to it. Me and Lance talked about this shit for 2 hours, and we basically didn't say "fuck you" to each other the entire time, which is very surprising. I honestly thought we was gonna go at the neck with each other, but yeah, I
So
think we
we have
kind
some agreement of it.
yeah, I feel like we agreed with a lot more things than I thought we were, but we can definitely tell where we feel because you feel a very certain type of way. I feel like a very certain type of way. But I understand where you're coming from, and hopefully, with all the shit that I'm saying, you understand like where I'm coming from, and that's all what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was trying to understand them, but I still give it 5.5. It's still fucking trash. I mean, Kyle gives it an 8 for I don't fucking know reason, but
Shit,
it's still. Did you change your rating yet or no? It's still 8.
still it. I won't. It's not. I will not change the rating until those last 4 songs like really catch me. And I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow. I don't know if it'll happen 5 years from now.
That doesn't make sense. So changing your rating if it catches you, are you saying that if it catches your interest, are you gonna fucking make the rating higher or lower?
I don't know. That's the thing because like I'm saying it's 8 now, and I want to keep it at that, but like I can't because something that you said with an album that like I do not like and I have not revisited it since probably 2010 was like 808 Heartbreaks. Lance said that at the time when 808 Heartbreaks came out, like he wasn't a huge fan of it, right? But once he's experienced life a little more and has gone through some shit, listening to it, he found it more relatable and he likes that album now. I want to be able to apply that same logic to just music now moving forward. My initial reaction and however I feel now with the album, like opinions can change and like I don't think there's anything wrong with that, you know? So it's like, yeah, I don't think it will go beyond an 8 even if like later down the line I like those other songs because like I catch something that like I just couldn't notice or whatever. But I'm saying like it's subject to change because it could go down. It might stay the same. It could go up. But I think it's pretty solid in like where it's gonna stay.
I think with these type of albums, you really have to experience what they're feeling
Mm.
at the moment of time, and then if you remember that album, you would listen to it and be like, okay, I see where he's going with that. Because 808's Heartbreak is really about heartbreaking relationships and everything. I didn't
Mm.
really get to feel that until I was 25,
Mm-hmm.
24, and that's just like pushing the buttons there because when you don't really know love until that age, 18, 19, 20, it's just puppy love, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You really get into depth until you're 24, 25 years old. So with the off season, you don't really know success until you witness what J. Cole has been going through because he's 36, he still don't know what he's doing. So in layman terms, a lot of people don't know what they're doing at 29, 30, 31. But I guess when you get a certain age like 36, you want to figure out what you're trying to do. You'll understand what J. Cole's trying to do himself. So maybe at age 36 or 35, you'll realize, okay, this is what J. Cole's trying to do at that moment in time. And that's how I feel now. But at the moment in time right now, I'm not at that age right now. I'm pretty young to figure
Yeah.
out what my life is. So, yeah, with albums like this, you really gotta, I think you gotta, it's gotta age like fine wine. You really gotta wait until maybe 5 years from now to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go on the record right now. I don't know if it will age like fine wine. Who knows?
Oh no, it definitely won't age like fine wine. No.
I don't know, but you know, again, you never know. And like, I'm not trying to be wishy washy about that shit because like, I feel like I gave it a pretty solid review. And ultimately, if like no cap, the album probably won't be in like my rotation for like right now. You know, maybe I'll hear applying pressure or like my life on the radio or some shit, right? And then that'll make me like think of the album or some shit, but it won't be until like concerts are back and shit. Like if DJs are starting to play that shit in the rotation, like couple songs off this album or something, yeah, maybe, you know, who knows. Also, I always thought it was super weird that like they be playing J. Cole songs like hold on, let me look for it. I can never remember the name of the song. Oh, yeah. I always thought it was weird that DJs, especially at EDM events, would play like KOD. When I'm like, you realize all the kids here are on drugs, right?
Yeah.
But it's such a banging album. But like, hello? Do you understand what's going on right now? But yeah, I mean, you know, we said our piece, and yeah,
Kill each other.
yeah, didn't kill each other. Me and Lance still homies, you know,
For now until the next album comes out.
till the next album comes out. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. J. Cole's album, man. But hey, this is dope. But this is what I love the most, that like we're able to like come sit down and like talk about this shit, because honestly, Lance is the only fucking person I could talk to this shit to. I don't got anyone else. I try to talk to Robin about hip hop or whatever, and she's like, yeah, Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, same goes to you, bro. I can't talk to nobody else. Everybody thinks I'm a fucking crazy ass psychopath that should be in the Arkham Asylum because I break down lyrics to the fucking core. But no, man, this is what hip hop is. This is what music is about, man.
Yep, yep. All right. And with that being said, guys, we probably bring it to a close. Hey, thank you for everyone that, for all the people that was tapped in earlier. Appreciate it. And make sure to catch us tomorrow with the Trippy Bone interview. That one will be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And also, this is the third to last episode. Trippy Bone will be the second to last. And June 3rd will be the season finale where we have an EDM producer coming on. So that'll be dope.
Yay.
Yeah, and then after that, we'll probably be taking a little hiatus, and we'll probably work on some stuff for the podcast and see. Because honestly, this is episode 20, dude. We've been banging them out, and a lot of times people would be doing this stuff. They have a team, multiple people doing this. This whole time, it's only been me and Lance. We are the marketing directors. We are the interns doing all the research. We are the fucking audio and video engineers, and fucking Lance is the fucking PR director and H&R and contacting all these people. He's the publicist and everything. It's crazy. I also have a newfound respect for people who work in media because this shit is crazy.
Man, bro, you preaching to the choir, bro.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Hey, but with that being said, have a good night, y'all. Or have a good rest of your day.
Peace.
Peace out, fam. Have a good one, y'all.